What's good, y'all? It's your boy Rick Got Options, and thank you for joining RGO's very first YouTube video. Yes, I am graduating just from doing Discord and Zoom calls. I'm also doing YouTube videos now. So yes, I have a YouTube channel. We're still going to be running a Discord, operating how we operate, and we're still going to be doing Sunday Zoom calls at 9 p.m. But now, since you are here on the YouTube channel, I'm going to drop the link every Sunday for the 9 p.m. Zoom calls for Sunday stocks. That's what we're going to go over. We're going to be prepared for the market. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have the link in the Discord for the Wednesday Zoom call. So if you don't subscribe to the Discord, you won't get the Wednesday Zooms. But Sunday you will. And if you subscribe, you will always have access to the recordings of the Zoom calls. But when we talking this Discord, when we talking this YouTube, see, I'm still thinking Discord. When we talking this YouTube channel, right? We're always going to talk about stocks. We're going to talk about market analysis. So we're going to talk about price action. We're going to talk about stock news, and we're going to talk about economic data. We're going to cover all bases because I don't want anybody that's a newcomer or that's advanced being confused about anything that we do. I know this chart right here might look a little, foreign to you, but before the video is over, I'm going to show you how I chart. I'm going to show you what I look at, and I'm going to show you how I make my plays. If you come to the Discord, right now, it's one of the best times to start it because we're going to be talking about CPI data. This is CPI we talked about last month when CPI came out on the 12th. We dropped in here the Consumer Price Index for January 2025 is scheduled for release tomorrow, February 12th. Economics anticipate a year-over-year increase of approximately 2.9%, consistent with the previous month's figure. We talked about that. Had a wild time in the market. I gave bullish and bearish sentiment on what's going on in the scenarios. And we're doing the same thing this month because CPI data comes out on Wednesday and we're looking at the same numbers at 2.9%. If we are above 2.9%, CPI comes in hot on Wednesday, best believe the market is still going to keep selling off the way it's been selling. But if CPI shows that is, letting up, then the market can start pushing up. But I want to show you guys, we have the general chat in the Discord, and we all talk in here. We all give each other some type of advice, some type of market analysis, and we let you know what's going on. No, this is not financial advice. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and we just act as a family in here. So when we're discussing things, don't be scared in the Discord to talk, ask questions, anything, or put whatever you got going on in here, when it comes to the stock market, because we can feed off each other. Just because I'm winning does not mean I'm not, seeking some type of advice or counsel from anybody else. Everybody in the Discord helps me out and I help you guys out. Like, it's a give and take thing, We have the short-term central when we're calling out short-term plays. Long-term central we're calling out long-term plays. The long-term is 4 weeks or more, and we also talk about leaps in here. Zero DTEs. This is what everybody loves to do. They want to become the prime time day trader, trading 0 days to expiration. But these are actually lotto plays. When you hop in this, you gotta understand, like, this is a lotto. Your exit and your stop loss will not be called out. It is your discretion, but you have the entry point and you have the ticker symbol, the strike date, and the strike price. We're going to give you every single thing. And if you come to the winner circle and you see any win that RGO is posting, right? And we killed the month of February for sure. But you see any win that RGO is posting, best believe I called it out in a short-term, long-term, 0DTE general chat or the charts and analysis. I don't leave people out here to dry. I'm not a gatekeeper, none of that. And make sure you have your tight stops on negative 20 and negative 30% stop losses, and the same thing with take profit. We don't need to hit home runs all the time. We just need to get on base. That's all it is. And once you get on base, that's when you can score. That's how I look at it. Charts and analysis, we're going to talk about these charts. We're going to look at bullish and bearish reversal signals. We're going to talk about how we set up our pre-market, everything. I'm going to give you the whole rundown every time on how to chart during you're basing that resistance and support, all of that. Like, just right here, QCOM was at 155 pre-market. We talked about the diamond pattern, drew this up for you guys, and then by 2:30, it ran up to 661. Like, this is what we go over in the Discord. This is what we talk about, and give the charts. I'm doing it live every single day. That's what I'm doing. But we'll be going over every Sunday when we talk about Sunday stocks and we're getting ready for the week. We're going to talk about SPY, we're going to talk about NVIDIA, we're going to talk about Apple, we're going to talk about the Mag 7 really, and just any other stock that you guys want to talk about. If you shoot me a DM, a message or anything, especially if you send a message on the YouTube channel, we're going to have the Fab Five. So at the end of every video, every Sunday, we're going to talk about 5 stocks that I picked from people commenting, people that subscribing and everything. And we're going to go over the market data. We're going to talk about the news on the stock, what they do, what their chart is looking like, whether it's bearish or bullish, and give you some insight, because who doesn't want to make money? Who doesn't want to see that, hey, I'm correct? Because you might be charting something up and just look at me for some type of validation, so on and so forth. Because when you're going over market analysis, man, you want everything to align. You don't just want to see one candle popping up and doing this and then it goes the other way. You want some confirmation. You need some confluence, and then you want to go like that. Like, this is what you call confluence right here. This 50-day moving average, how the price just stays here, and every time we hit it, we bounce. Every time you get bounces. Every time you hit this 50-day moving average, you get a bounce. And then if the support is strong, once it breaks down, you're going to sell. And usually you break down the same amount that you went to the upside, you know? But this is how I like to chart. I know it looks foreign to you guys right now, but I'm about to clear the screen and I'm going to show you exactly what I do. So I'm going to take my moving averages off. It's my moving average cross, 50 and 200 day. The red is the 50 day, the green is the 200 day. And the more you follow me, you're going to realize how much I love the 200 day. I got my 9 EMA. That's the green that's the green trend right here. And then I got my 20 EMA, and that's the purple. And then volume down here. But I'm gonna take all this off so you can see how I got this data. And this is my multi-year Fibonacci retracement. That's what I got. And so I'm gonna take this off. Then I'm gonna just clean this up and just boom. We're gonna go to the monthly. And that's how I walk it down in the Zoom calls, all that, personal Zoom calls, anything. When we're talking, that's how we go. So I'm going to go to when the market started running on this bull run, right? And as you can see right here, this is a cup and handle. This is a reversal signal, and it played out beautifully. Cup, handle, then went. You understand? You got your little cup, your little handle, then you go. A little sloppy how I drew it up, apologize. But you want to start from 2025 high, and then you want to come down to the low of October in 2023. Boom. And as you can see, the psychological areas in here is the 66618 range and the 50% retracement level. August 2024, we dropped all the way down to the 50% retracement level. Then we bounced up before the month was over, closed the month green. Same thing, September, we dropped into the 66618 range. Then we bounced up, and then now we found support at $569.08 or 570, right? So at 570, you're here, or 569, holding strong for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. It's been strong in this area. We've been range bound from 613 to 569, right? So then you walk it down, you look at the weekly. Same thing, multiple weeks, sitting at this support. Then you look at the daily. We sold all the way down to the support. Got a nice strong green candle right here, and that means something, because we were selling on Friday and then we retraced. It was a fight. So now I got my moving averages on here, and you can see that we're bouncing off this 200-day moving average. And the 200-day moving average is a very strong indicator of when to buy and sell. If you break down from the 200-day moving average, like say tomorrow we open up down here and we cannot recover, then yeah, we're going to keep selling off. Say if we don't recover by CPI and we keep selling, then yeah, it's going to be bad, especially if CPI comes in hot. But you can use this support as your buy area. And most likely you could rock it from here, but I like a 2 candle. So we get 1, 2 green candles, or open up, gap up and have a red candle, but we're still up here, moving up to the highs. Then yes, 2 candle confirmation, I'm bullish. I am bullish right here. I just want to see how tomorrow opens up and how tomorrow plays out. But the same thing, if you flip your screen upside down, or if the 200-day moving average is right here, the same thing could have happened. Like, look at the 50-day moving average. We broke down. We tried to get through it plenty of times, and we couldn't, and we just started selling off on the 3rd. Last week, it was just bad, you know? But March is a bullish month if you look at seasonality for SPY, and then April is bearish. So we could get a nice pop the next couple of weeks, try to retest the highs, get up into the 610, 611 area, and then start selling off and get that nice proper pullback that we've been waiting for to keep this bull run going in April. You feel me? So when looking at the stocks, this is how we chart everything up. So like with Apple, Apple's trying hard, and has the market on its back right now. And what I'm looking at for Apple, if Apple gets under 237 and stays there, then yes, Apple will come down to 230, around 227, hold the 200-day moving average, and then start running up. If not, Apple breaks down from right here and then goes to this 217 area. And then we got a lot of real estate. This is very cheap to buy down here and then start running. So that's what I'm looking at for Apple. But with the 9 EMA and the 20 EMA look like it wants to curve and go in the upwards direction and get above the 50-day moving average, that's a bullish indicator for me, because you want the lower moving averages above the higher moving averages. And when you see things like that, then you're bullish. You're bullish all the way. Look at Nvidia. Nvidia looks like it's ready to bounce. That's my 66618 range area right here. Nice hammer at a downtrend. Nvidia just needs to get above the 78% retracement level right here, and also 119, this 9-day moving average. It gets above here, then yes, Nvidia can start running. Nvidia likes to move, make big moves in like one day, but you got to be careful, because if Nvidia drops like 3-4%, it might try to back test, it might try to retest, and then come back and retake all of that it lost the day before. And same thing if it drops. I mean, if it pops 3% to the upside and it's not giving you clear indication that it's going to keep running, it might sell off the next day. So these days you missed out on a lot of money if you did not play puts. That's why you get the long term. You don't always try to do the short term weeklies, but we'll go over that week by week when we start trading and we start talking in here in the on the YouTube channel, and we talk in the Discord. But Nvidia right now is at a downtrend, and this seems extremely bullish. Same with Avago, bouncing off the 200-day moving average with a great bounce on Friday. It moved from 181 all the way up to 195, so 14 points, and it just needs to get a close above the 23% retracement level and the 9 EMA. Once that happens, then yes, Avago is going to keep going, and as long as Nancy Pelosi's buying in, I'm buying in too. So with all that being said, right, how we trade, how we look at the market, the overview and everything, we have data set days, we have price action, price targets, all that stuff. We have our indicators, support and resistances. We're going to uncover all of that. You know, I would love to do that in my first video, but I don't want to give you guys too much, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to go over all of those things, or it's going to be clear and concise. I don't ever want to make things too complicated for people. I always want to walk it down in a way that anybody can grasp it. You know, after a month of following me, I promise you're going to be profitable. You know, you're going to be profitable. That's my promise. But I always have this saying, you know, before I leave any Discord call, whether the market is up or down, we see green. So if the market is selling off, don't be scared, man. Just buy some puts. You know, play level to level, get the puts. That's why they're there. If the market is just ripping faces off, get some calls. That's what they're there for. You know, whether the market is up or down, I see green, and we're just going to make bank every day in the market. Not saying you have to trade every day in the market, but your long terms will make you money every day. Get the leaps, long-term anticipation, long-term equity anticipation positions. You know, get those leaps, because like that's what they're there for, man. We can do a lot of damage if we trade the proper way, and that's what I want to show you guys. So I appreciate you guys for tuning into my first YouTube channel. You know, I don't ever get nervous, but I was a little nervous recording this. You know what I'm saying? It was fun. It was real. It was raw. So I probably stuttered a little bit in this thing, but I can't wait to just keep doing this week by week with you guys. And this is the first video, you know what I'm saying? But all the links are going to be provided to social media, to the Discord, to the Zoom calls, and all that, you know? So like, subscribe, share, all that stuff, and we're going to get to it, man. Appreciate y'all.